Hello. Welcome
Whoa.
to the
Hello.
mid next gen bonanza skeleton crew Q&A.
True.
Yeah.
You see before you literally the only people available.
Right. You see these bags under my eye? The four members you do not see on camera, even worse.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I at least got sleep last night. I turned in at 6, I think. I think I got home, finally hit the pillow at 6 a.m.
Mein Gott.
Getting
Holy
stuff
shit.
done. Elated though, in a wonderful mood.
Yeah.
Having
Sure.
played things. Finally got to touch the PlayStation 5 controller, feel it in my hands. I was nervous. It was a little bulkier than I was expecting, but it fits real nice.
It fits better, I'd say.
Feels good.
The what? Feels nice.
Feels
Controller,
nice.
yeah.
The dual sense.
Feels nice.
Oh,
Feels nice.
are you
Yeah,
allowed to
there it
show
is.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
because
shipped
it's from
them out.
Walmart. It's from Walmart.
Oh yeah, you got that. I gotta buy an extra one.
Walmart.
Nothing to plug it into yet. but
Only
I
on
gotta
Scariest
buy
and
another one.
stuff.
you can pretend like you're
alright.
playing a game on a sitcom or something,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like they do.
I did that. I've done
Slam
that
those
before.
buttons hard.
All right, so mommy's in charge, so we're gonna burn through it.
I just want to say, Ian, really quickly, it's really nice following the patron party, all the lovely people that came in, possibly joining Easy Allies or upgrading to the Q&A tier to be then greeted by half of the crew.
Half the crew.
It's right, baby.
All
It's
right, is
gonna
that
be worth it.
Is that patron party over?
Yeah,
It's gonna be worth it.
Time for a nap.
we're very sorry about that, but we thought about rescheduling, but then we looked at the month and we realized there was literally no place
It's
to
like
reschedule.
one person wasn't planning on being here. One person usually isn't here. One person was planning on being and had something came up last minute. One person was planning on being and something came up very last minute, technically. So
It'll be fun.
It'll be
Life.
fun. It'll be
we
more
got Damiani.
fun.
That's all we need. That's all we need.
We cut out all the dead weight.
That's right. Fuck them, dude.
All right, first off, starting with a
Easy
bang.
Allies.
Is Alexander Zirianov. During February Q&A, I asked Brad, Damiani, Huber, Jones, and Kyle to make next-gen bets. Here were the results. Will DualShock 5 have a touchpad? Answer, yes. Everyone was right.
Okay.
Number 2, will Xbox Series X controllers support AA batteries as a power source? You all said... Or the answer is yes in real life. Damiani, Huber, Jones, and Kyle were right, meaning Blood was wrong.
Faith.
Number 3, will you be able to plug PlayStation VR headset directly into the PS5? The answer is no. Only
Yes.
Damiani and Jones got that right.
Yes, I know I got that one right. Yeah.
Gotta
Giving
get-
away free adapters though.
gotta get that
which is
adapter.
Oh, free adapters.
There's a website you go and they send it to you for free. So
Taking a page out of Nintendo's book, or were those not free? Maybe the
free
Ethernet
shipping in
adapter.
2020.
What?
Who knew? Number 4, will Xbox Series X support early Xbox One controllers that don't have Bluetooth? Answer was yes. Everybody was right.
Yay.
Cool. Yeah.
Choo choo choo.
Undefeated so far.
Yeah, so far so well. You are.
It's awesome.
That's all that matters. Will you be able to replace PS5's SSD? The answer is no, and everyone was wrong. You can expand it with another one, but you
Oh.
can't replace the ones because it's not even, they're like split out in weird ways on the motherboard. Will Xbox Series X have a 10 gigabit Ethernet Gigabit Ethernet port? The answer was no, and everybody got that wrong. You guys believed too hard in the future of the
True.
internet. Number 7, will every PS5 come with a headset? The answer was no. Everybody got that right. Nobody was biting on that. 8, will Xbox Series X be able to play an audio CD?
That's
The
really
answer
funny.
is yes, and everybody got that right. Number 9, will PlayStation
Excellent
Move...
question though.
That's
Zero.
such a funny question. Will PlayStation Move navigation controllers work with PS5? Unclear, but everyone said yes. So we shall see what comes
Audio
to
CD
pass.
sounds like a troll, but that was honestly just a legitimate question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, haha, good bit. Audio CD.
Yeah, what is an audio CD?
CD.
If you haven't, put in the disc of Symphony of the Night into a CD player. Go to track
That
2.
works with Twisted Metal. Also.
Oh, yeah,
I think it was
Twisted Metal.
Symphony.
Yep.
And Kyle Bossman's favorite, Jet Moto, was another really good one. Some dynamite techno tracks on there.
I'm not seeing Kyle Bossman, Siam, Autogyro, or Jetmoto. Number 10, will you be able to connect... my brain. Will you be able to connect to Xbox Series X via USB adapter and play Connect-only Xbox One games? The answer is no. Brad, Damiani, Huber, and Jones were right again. Bloodworth believing. A little too hard.
This is Microsoft, eh?
Yeah, Bloodworth with the
Bloodworth.
undisclosed friend at Microsoft that's working real hard on trying to make this stuff happen, and Blood believes.
Top 10 audio CDs. So yeah, Bloodworth performed the worst. Congratulations, the rest of you.
Oh,
Gotta get
that's
chat.
rare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't usually happen,
I love when we call blood out for mistakes. It's very rare.
especially
Like
when
that
he's
in
not
I'll never
here.
forget Animal Crossing.
Brad, I called Blood out for a live Cup of Jones spelling mistake, and it was like the greatest thing
Wow,
ever.
dude.
And it was
I'm
a
jealous.
It was a deep cut, but it was one that I knew because I just looked it up earlier. But Star Tropics for the NES is one word, not two. He typed out two
Oh.
words. And I was
Dude,
like,
yeah.
ah!
Got him, dude.
Is it intercapped?
Yes. So
Okay.
the T is capped, but
Okay. I was gonna say I remember there being another cap in there. Jones is too low. Here, let me adjust.
Crank 'em.
I mean, I can adjust all of them, or just
Up.
Jones. But I can.
Just
Yeah, here, I'll
Jonesy.
turn them all up. F it. How now, talkie poo?
yo, I'm talking now.
Now they're
How do-
gonna be.
How do you like me now?
Now they're gonna be so loud, Trat. All right. Next up, we ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Mike Hook 1, perennial favorite.
Oh yeah.
Mike Hook 1.
Mm-hmm.
Happy.
Perhaps the OG.
Maybe
What-
perhaps
what might
the
be
OG.
the OG.
We've been
Definite
hearing
OG.
from Mike Hook since B in the D when we started doing whatchamacallits at all.
Should bring what you call it back.
We should bring whatchamacallits back. Happy Halloween! I played through the Halloween moments in Animal Crossing this month and did the Halloween event today. It was all super fun. What events, quality of life improvements, or generally any updates would you like to see come to the game? For me, I would like Nintendo to add more fish, bugs, creatures, Nook Miles dailies, and villager requests, i.e. playing games, quizzes, fetches, etc. It was nice to have more variety each day. All that
There's
sounds
number
good.
yeah, number two that are clearly on the top of the list. It should be on the top of everybody's list. Queue up multiple things to make while you are at a station, and not need to get them out of my storage while I'm in my house.
Right.
You know, you're in my storage and I'm at a station inside my house. I have it. I got it. You know.
Yeah.
It's funny, like open world games that like already it's like, no, it's your inventory way back at that base miles away. But like, why would I ask you to go get it? You know, it's like,
Right.
you've already done the collecting. Like,
Dway, 16
unnecessary
months.
gathering.
Thank you. I mean, that also buy multiple clothing items at a time.
Yes.
Just general shortening of dialogue that we've heard a billion times, i.e. Blathers, airport, whatever. Perhaps a kiosk, like a ticket kiosk in the airport where you literally just do the menu items and say, online friends, dodo code now. That sort of stuff would be amazing. Basically, everything from that old video that those people made that was really good.
All those quality of
Oh,
life.
there was nothing in that I didn't want. Yeah. All of those were all those hurt.
Can I just get can I get quests? Can I get some like activities to do?
Dungeons,
Oh, yeah.
raids.
I have two things. The people coming to your island, the loading,
Oh, yeah.
big drag,
Oh,
dude.
Kill that
Ah,
screen.
yes.
Just kill it.
Just drag. And when I played the little I played of the game, I was kind of disappointed with how many things were uninteractive with. Like you couldn't really do a lot with stuff. Like I remember the wrestling ring I had. I was like, dude, sick. And
Yeah.
you just get on it and he like rolls
Roll
in a
around.
corner. And that's I'm like, man, I can't even walk in this thing, dude.
Yeah.
What's happening?
There's a lot of like stuff you can't get on. There's like, you know, pull-up bars and like little horsies and things
Dude,
like I
that
should
is
be able to
such
like a
a
treadmill.
tease,
It's like,
man.
I can't just get
You
it.
put monkey bars in, you better be able to go across them.
Micro
It is a
56
huge
months.
tease.
Man.
Mike Hook 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Choconates and Rammers. We also missed you
For
earlier.
Halloween, I just wanted to go like make a special spooky island you get to go to with your friends, and you gotta like go ghost hunting or something. And there's like a haunted house there.
Would actually be
Yeah.
cool. That would
Well,
actually
you-
be cool.
You have to get creative. on your own.
Yeah.
They think of it
Yeah.
maybe as a sandbox for imagination more than a structured gaming event.
Well, they had like a fun event, like a little puzzle, like
Oh my God, I love
labyrinth event, like right away, and then they
Yeah.
haven't really done anything like that since. That'd be fun. Yeah,
More
just
like
every
that.
now and then, like go to this random island, meet this random person, get a random item. Like,
That-
so it'll surprisingly brighten up my Wednesday or whatever random day that stuff just pops out.
That maze was really pretty good too, strategically. It was fun. All right, next up, Cisco Ace Jackson. Moving into November, favorite Thanksgiving food and or possibly unique family dishes that you had growing up. We throw in some Mexican food some years in with everything else. Great old time. Why is that a question? Also, moving further forward, Brad's response to Ben asking what he thinks of eggnog is some of the funniest shit I've heard on the podcasts in a while. So immediate and sure. Fuck that shit, LMAO. Any of the other allies have strong feelings on eggnog? I don't think I've ever had it.
It's okay. It's fine.
I've never had
I'm middle of the
like
road with
eggs.
eggnog. I'm
Yeah.
sure. If you hand it to me, I'll drink it. It's fine.
Eggnog flavored stuff at Starbucks, but that's like it. So
Eggnog reminds me of pina
Whatever.
coladas because those are the two drinks, and eggnog and a pina colada were the two drinks as a kid that I was like, this is delicious. And my brother would be like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have alcohol in it. And I'm like, what? And he's like, it's a drink. You're not, you're just drinking the thing, whereas you add alcohol to it and it becomes a drink for adults. I was like, what? Like I would just get pina colada mix and be like, this is great. And they're like, you're not supposed to.
This is great.
It's just pure sugar.
It's sweet and delicious. Yeah, it's like it's not good for you, man.
When I
I'm
think
an
of the
adult now.
amount of sugar I had as a child, it is frightening.
And I was like, when I grow up, all I'm drinking is pina coladas.
Void for
Bro,
Scott Hand, thank you.
Pumpkin
Mostly beer.
spice and everything.
Mostly beer. Hot toddies though. Ninja kidding me.
Oh, hot toddies.
Yeah.
I
Hot
make a
toddies are
weird
awesome.
version of a hot toddy, but I like a good hot
The
toddy.
season's coming up for hot toddies.
Mhm.
I had Glühwein in Germany.
Oh, I've
in
had
like
that.
in the snow, in like the freezing cold in the snow. with,
At
like,
a
warm mugs around
Weihnachtsmarkt?
a warm, yeah, in Germany, and that was like maybe the best beverage I've ever had. Just because
Cool.
it was everything. It was the time of day, being at night, the light, gentle snow. You know, the lights everywhere and people walking around.
Dude, when we were in,
Ugh,
when I was in college,
the spot.
I was in DePaul Acapella, which was a prestige acapella singing group, and we toured Vienna and Prague, and I remember
to Prague.
we were caroling out in a Weihnachtsmarkt, having punch, alcoholic punch, and it was amazing. But it was a lot of fun. We sang for the mayor of Vienna and got some kind of
Whoa.
like medal. It was pretty crazy. It was a crazy trip.
So, it was something he had in his pocket. He was
Yeah,
like,
he was like, "Here's a medal." I forgot what the question is.
It's actually just their currency.
Eggnog,
yeah.
right? Or some, oh no, it was like holiday
Favorite-
dishes.
favorite or unique dishes. So growing up, we would have lefse. I've never had lutefisk. That half of the my mom's side is Norwegian, my dad's side is German. So I have a mix of nasty. On my dad's side, they love. Oh, what are they called? Those disgusting cookies with anise in it that taste like black licorice. Springela. They all love that shit. I can't fucking handle it.
Yeah.
But I like that my aunts will always make me dairy-free stuffing. It's
that's
dry
nice.
and it doesn't taste very good, but I
Stuffing's-
just love it.
Stuffing's my jam. That's the one and only. And everything else I'll eat. That's great. You know, never been a big pumpkin fan. I don't know why. Like, I like pumpkin like by itself, but like pumpkin pie, I'm not. A
You
huge
like
fan of.
pumpkin
I
pie,
like
dude?
Pumpkin,
What?
pumpkin spice stuff.
Apple pie all the
Shit.
way, baby.
I will
Pecan
eat it
pie.
again if you're like I make a very specific pumpkin pie. I want you to try it. I'll be like,
Jones, I feel like we
gobble,
can
gobble,
get you to
gobble.
do
Like a
anything,
dumpster.
man. I can just
Yeah.
hand you do this, Jones. Okay.
I'm in that strange. I've always been that strange 50-yard line with food, where it's like I'm never gonna like leap at something, but I also won't complain. You know, I'll also be like, yeah, fine, that's whatever.
Yeah, I don't really like food.
I remember I
a tiny bit of
complained
Norwegian.
once, and I threw Amanda. She was like, "What?" She put mint on fruit. She had like a fruit basket, and she put like little mint leaves in it. And I got like a huge like mint leaf on one bite. It was like,
They're a garnish, Jones.
I'm like, mint and fruit doesn't mix for me. She was like, "Don't eat it. Stop complaining."
Damiani, do you have any Thanksgiving whatchamacallits?
I mean, currently, I mean, good stuffing. I like that. I'm not a fan of turkey in the sense of like Thanksgiving turkey. I've never liked it.
Mon Dieu.
Huh?
I said, my God. Sacre
Yeah,
bleu.
no. It's always, yeah. I'm not like I don't like most of the sad. Most of the stuff at Thanksgiving dinners, traditional ones, I don't like. And I'm just like I'm always there. Like I actually eat very little at a Thanksgiving dinner. But long time ago, when your grandparents were involved on my father's side, and we have them involved, sometimes we'd have like antipasto. So it would be like, you know, all like the meats, the cheeses, the olives and stuff, and like that stuff. I would always go after that. And I always go after the pepperoni and stuff and like jack that. Like they'd all be gone really quickly. And my parents would be like, what? Where's all the pepperoni? Like, Michael, you ate all the pepperoni. Like, yeah, it's good. You're not gonna eat anything else. I'm like, well, no,
Pepperoni.
that's bad.
Michael.
I want this.
Classic Michael, dude.
Classic Mike.
That's sweet. Man, I'm getting like sad now thinking about how we're not going to have any holidays this year. Brad, do you have any special whatever?
I'm getting hungry though for
at our
for
house,
dinner.
I don't know. We always have a lot of desserts for some reason. That's what always happens. A lot of pies, a lot of cake. Like key lime pie is big in my family for some reason. We all love it. I don't know why, but it's a big dish. Any holiday, we got one there.
Love to see it.
I love laughing at all the food preparers that that don't buy stuff but actually make stuff for like a potluck or a book club whenever you would have that, and like there would be like a scheduling miscommunication and like everyone would bring like dessert.
Yeah.
And like they'd all get upset. They'd be like, wait, I said I was gonna bring a dessert, you would, and meanwhile I'm over in the corner just like cake, cookies, cake,
brownies.
Yeah,
this'll work. And a salad.
And a salad.
I just thought of one thing. More recent years, recently, my brother has been bringing whiskey every holiday now.
Ooh.
He's big into that, so that's the kind of thing me and him do at least.
Wait, did we tweet about this?
Probably
Q&A?
not.
Did Blood tweet this? Blood, did you
You're in
tweet
charge.
it?
Yeah, blood.
I'm in charge. I forgot to tweet it.
Poor blood.
Blood!
Can he hear us, Blood?
Tweet it, Blood! Let me see.
We don't know how to tweet.
Let's see if it's
Help
been
us, blood.
Bunch of children.
No.
What is the tweet?
Chat
How
says
do
we
I do
didn't
it?
tweet it. Hang on, chat. We're gonna.
We
tweet
did a
it.
lot of tweeting in October. November's not about tweeting, okay? November, this is not the time.
Tweet for me.
Now more people are going to come into the Q&A. It's going to add all this pressure.
Where's blood?
We had a real
Where's
good vibe going.
Yeah. Here, I'll just keep it. I'll keep
I
it
saw the
simple.
tweet. I assumed naturally that blood was here.
All
Not
little
wrong,
live
usually.
live tweeting there, chat. Sorry.
There you go.
All right, are we ready to move on? Thanks for the question, Cisco Ace Jackson.
Thank you.
DRD7 of 14. Hey, allies. Is it weird that Sony, in all caps, has shipped out their accessories to customers early? Why do you think they would have done that as opposed to previous years? Eternal love and respect. Dirds of
They did do that.
They did do
previous
it
year.
last time.
Yeah.
I had a PS4. I had a PS DualShock 4 early.
Damn.
Go.
I
Memory.
remember, trying that out and stuff. That was back at the game trailers days. Yeah,
Josh B.
got like
Games, thanks
two
for
of
the sub.
them.
Dave Rabbit, Void for Scott Hand. Thank you.
And
But
I'm hesitating calling anything weird as far as the shipping of Microsoft and Sony, their practices this year. It's like, if we get those consoles day of, great. If we get them a month later, sure.
Yeah, with
There we
current
go.
situation, of course. Like, what are accessories gonna do? It's no.
Yeah.
Like, you need. Yeah, it's not. It's
Master
harmless.
Pants got their accessories already and hasn't been charged for them yet.
Oh,
The
shit.
dream, dude. Cancel it. Cancel
The
it.
dream. The dream.
Total One, thank you. 55 months.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess it's just like, the demand and easier to
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah,
should be
you
a-
have new tech coming out. People are going to buy it.
I was
People
at
get excited about it.
Best Buy earlier today picking up some of these new Chromecast Google TV things, which are kind of nice. I've abandoned Roku because they don't have HBO Max, and I'm tired of it. I want to watch Class Action Park.
That's a big thing to not have.
Yeah, the Roku's just effing it up left and right, baby. I don't know what they're doing over there. They're too fancy now.
I remember like the wars at Viacom. For some reason, I'm not tuned into this anymore, but like I remember like at Viacom when like some show would get taken off or some cable network wouldn't allow some network. Like they would have these ads that were like Sarah McLachlan, hawking for like, injured animals that were just like in the arms of. They're like, we want to bring you Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
But the Time Warner is just being a big bitch about this. Like, which side are you going to be on? It's like Apple and Epic. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Well, that's the thing is like, I feel
Roku.
Yeah, it's like Roku. It's like, what part of this equation do you think you are? Like, you're just the thing I happened to have. Like, I'll just get a different one. Like, you're not.
Yeah.
I like the
You're
interface.
not special.
But also
Roku's
this
like,
one,
we're buddies, right, Ian? You're like, who are you?
No, man.
I don't give a shit about you. This one has the kind of Apple TV thing where the main page just has everything that you're watching from every source except for Netflix because they don't play ball. But like, anyway, Sony.
Avatar Roku is pretty funny, but okay, please continue.
Accessories, good. I need to
Yep,
get a
they keep
second
doing it.
DualSense. Love that DualSense, feels good.
Sure does.
All right, thanks DRD 714. Next one, James Davey. Hi, allies. Before I ask this month's question, I have a joke, a recommendation, and a thanks. Firstly, the sad thing about 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim is that if it doesn't become successful, it'll be called 13 Sentinels Aging Rim. I've played and enjoyed Wintermoor Tactics Club, so thanks for giving it a shout-out, Huber. It's so cozy, as you say it is. Also, if you want a dazzling cyberpunk game to play whilst you wait for 2077, try out Cloudpunk. The cities look astonishing.
Yes, the taxi one, right?
Yeah. Looks
That
cool. I
is
keep
the
wanting to
tempting
play
game.
it. Yep.
It's on Switch. I guess it just got they just had an update where you can play in first person now, which they said obviously
fun.
adds a ton. The rain falling on the glass and
Yeah, Kai, only 4 this month. Everyone else is super busy doing next gen stuff. And they're going to be busy the whole month, so we couldn't really delay it.
Oh, I'm terrified later in this month.
Oh yeah,
It's
it
gonna
is
get brutal.
insane. Plus like 3 new shows at the same time.
yeah.
So it's like,
KY Blood is the last one we lost. Blood was
Blood was gonna be here.
Was on board and just
and then a tech thing malfunctioned.
stuff hit the thing.
Yeah. All right. Now for the real comment here. When I was 10, I was having dinner with my parents, my aunt, and my uncle, and out of nowhere I claimed, "Wipe my shiny metal ass." a quote from Bender from Futurama. Given that my aunt and uncle are refined folk, it was met with confused embarrassment, and I got a telling off. Also, when I was 6, I was commuting on a bus with my dad driving, and I saw this ample-looking lady, and out of nowhere I said, "She's a fat lady." Have you lot got any embarrassing moments to share?
Oh no.
Either from your childhood and or adulthood? I've got one that's shockingly similar to your Bender quote. One time, the teacher was out of the room in 2nd grade, and I yelled a quote from City Slickers. Right as she walked in, I went, "You've got to suck on my ass." I got in a lot of trouble for that one.
Oh man, I got 2 locked and loaded. This is only funny because of the reaction, but my mom was running into Rite Aid and I was in the passenger seat of the car, windows rolled down, and some lady came up to me and just kind of like pushed her cart like up against the side. And I only said that because the window was rolled down and she was right there. I think I was like 10 or 11. And I was like, "Excuse me, you're supposed to bring the cart up to the front of the store." And she said, "Fuck off," and walked away. And my mom came back and I was like, and my mom's like, "What happened?" And I'm like, the lady, and I said, "Because you brought the carts back and she told me to fuck off." And my mom's like, "Well, you should mind your own business. I gotta be honest." I was like, we were like driving home. I was all upset. But she was like, I'm just preparing you. You tell someone what to do and they're not going to be happy about it, Brandon. I was like, okay. And brace yourselves. We got a babysitter come over and my brother's 3.5 years older than me. And so like, I'm like 5 or 6. I'm just at the age where I'm like starting to join the conversation and really starting to like put my opinions out there. And my brother's like 9. So he's like, "I got this," and like babysitter comes in, opens up the door like, "Hi, I'm 9-year-old Chris." And I'm standing right next to him. And I say, "When I see a pretty girl, my penis gets hard."
What?
Immediately to her. Immediately. Like, and she's like, "Oh, like that's great, Brandon." And my brother's like,
That's like kindergarten level
man.
right there.
so proud.
That's good.
Oh,
How do you forget that?
That is good.
That's one of those stories that some stories someone tells you about something you did when you were a kid. That one I remember distinctly. I remember her face, his face, like. Those are my
Good
two.
Lord.
She was really nice. She was really sweet about it. She was all smiles, like, "Oh, you're adorable."
I remember in high school, one of my friends' dad was like, he hated cussing or something like that. And we're in high school, you know, so we're all doing it all the time. And one time their dad like heard me and he got so mad at me, dude. And my friend was like, "Dad, you need to like relax." And like the dad hated me for like a year. Then he finally like apologized to me, which was super awkward.
Oh,
wow,
like
the
a year
parent
later.
apology, dude. That's
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
it's okay, you know. But
wow.
that was weird.
I would get thrown into the hallway up into college. Like one time I said bitchin' in one of my classes, like as a positive, and then the teacher was like, "Don't say bitch, go sit in the hall." And I was like, "What the fuck?" This is a theater school.
Dude.
We like swear at each other constantly. So weird.
Blurting out like profanity like that. One thing you can think of, I mean, the funniest one for me probably was I was in a college class when they showed off the first ever trailer for Twilight Princess, and I was on a laptop at the time, and it was during a test. And so once you were done with the test, you could take out whatever you wanted to look on it, as long as it wasn't like course material, so like other people can look. So I just went on and was watching the video of it, and like when I saw it, I started going nuts. And my professor was basically like, "Mr. Damiani, you need to be quiet and stuff." And I basically told him to shut up.
Oh my god!
I was like, "No, this is so great. Leave me alone." He's like, "Outside now."
Oh my god!
He kicked me out of his class.
Dude.
So I was like, "I don't care. This is
Don't
too
mess
cool."
with Damiani and Zelda.
Sitting on the curb, like crying and weeping.
Yeah, I just went out in the hallway, and it's like other students out there, they're just like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "You gotta see this." And they were like, "That looks stupid."
That looks stupid.
I didn't give a shit. I was just like, "Whatever, this is great."
Oh man.
I ran back home at my apartment
See?
or dorm room, and I was just like, "I gotta like watch it 30 times."
To everybody, it gets better. If you have not found your flock yet, they're out there. You'll find them. You'll find your people.
They'll like that stupid looking shit that you like too.
Yeah.
Thanks, James. That was great. Sage mode Q. Okay, wow. All right. This one's a doozy. Looks like a game, maybe. Hello, allies. I don't know if you knew this, but next gen is right around the corner. Crazy, right? But you know what is also right around the corner? GOTY talk. Ah, fuck.
Oh,
As I had an idea, why not mix the two and have a little best of the last generation GOTY discussion? Oh, I've gone back through 2014 and compiled a couple categories, including a special one for Huber. Who's that? Using different gaming media outlets, including Easy Allies. With the new generation here, it's time for you guys to decide your picks for the best of the last generation. Love and respect. All right, we're gonna go quick. We've got five categories, but one is for Huber.
I'll answer for Huber.
Okay, yeah.
Good.
I'll be Huber.
First category is best multiplayer. The nominees, according to Sage Mode Q,
okay.
are Apex Legends, Fortnite,
Time saver.
PUBG, Battlefield 1, Monster Hunter World, and Overwatch. I say Monster Hunter World. Actually, the multiplayer in that is irritating.
The one I played the most was probably Overwatch, I guess.
Just brand manager in me would just say Fortnite, hands down. Just in terms.
Oh,
of,
sure.
I think
yeah.
you're right, Fortnite.
Not in necessarily like good ways, you know. Like I don't think necessarily like them having a
Privacy?
concert is like good, you know, for the
Mhm.
industry. It's not like yes, this is where we need to be
Is that
going.
better?
But it's just insane.
Nothing
what
else like
what
it.
that company did. The company's just stomping around.
Yeah. We cool? Fortnite winner? Best
Sure.
multiplayer
Oh,
of
that's just for
completely unofficial.
Apex. Pretty sweet too.
Apex also sweet. All right, best
way.
character according to Sage Mode. Here are the nominees: Kratos, God of War 2018; Aloy, Horizon; Kazuma Kiryu, the four Yakuza games that came out this gen; Nathan Drake, Uncharted 4; Arthur Morgan, RDR 2; Geralt, Witcher 3.
Kazuma done. How do you like that?
Kazuma, pretty great.
I
I,
mean,
did
I
not
like
expect
that
that out of
business.
I
Jones.
would
But
How do you
pick
like that
Kazuma,
business?
but yeah, that
pretty
makes me
great.
feel good.
And 4 games being an even better point. There's just like that guy's getting.
He's got legs.
It took Rockstar, how many years just to tell that one dumb cowboy story, and Kazuma's just
Keeps going, dude.
back in the street, baby, getting work done.
That's a good point, Mr. Showtime. There was a snub on Final Fantasy XIV. Sorry, Damiani, for multiplayer. All right, Kazuma Kiryu, you good with that, Damiani?
Yep, I'll trust you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, Kazuma, get it.
Best soundtrack nominees according to Stage Mode: Doom 2016, Celeste, Super Smash Ultimate, Hollow Knight, Nier Automata, Persona 5, Dark Souls 3, Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Persona or Smash?
For me,
I'd
it's
say
down to Smash, Persona, and Zelda.
Zelda was pretty good. It's pretty
pretty sparse.
muted, pretty subtle.
But that costume,
it works.
bro.
That costume's good. Smash is just such a deal, baby.
Nier
Value.
also good. Obviously, Nier is very good.
I mean, they're all
Surprises.
good.
These are all
but
good.
I think I would pick Persona,
You'll never see it coming.
but Smash is like kind
Smash
of
has the
unfair.
volume.
Smash has volume.
Smash has volume. And a
mean,
lot of great
I don't know.
songs.
If those are ones I get to pick from, I mean, I would pick Nier.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right,
The
so
score was
weird,
probably
but-
my favorite part of Persona, Brad. I think at the end of the day,
great
the
music,
story
dude.
and the design and the world and all it,
Sure.
it was so different from music I'd heard in an RPG. It was just like, like playing a role-playing game and like being down with this vibe. It was like,
Chat brings up that the Persona soundtrack is also in Smash.
Yeah, that's the thing about
Some
Smash.
of
It's
it.
kind of
Yeah.
feels like cheating almost, but
yeah.
it's so good.
All right, so we've got 2 for Persona 5 and 1 for Nier Automata. And I would like to contact Ty Cobb.
Brad, that's going to be my annoying comment repeatedly in next year's GOTY. So I'm going to be like, well, technically you could just make the game you're talking about in dreams.
Yeah,
You're like, shut up, Jones.
true. Yeah,
We will definitely say shut up.
You can
Jones.
technically make anything, so it's GOTY of every year.
Jones, I would love if you actually said that.
I would love
Constantly.
that. Did that come out this year? Good lord.
That music
Dreams?
track you're talking about, I could probably write that in dreams in 15 minutes.
That's true.
doubt it.
Ambitious.
I'll just go with Breath of the Wild then, and Persona wins.
go.
Best game according to Sage Mode Q: Witcher 3, Uncharted 4, RE2 Remake, Persona 5, Last Guardian, Monster Hunter World, Yakuza 0, Sekiro, Bloodborne, Zelda Breath of the Wild, or God of War.
Bloodborne.
Okay,
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne's
I would
fine.
say Bloodborne probably win. Yeah.
Yes. The Huber category was best shotgun, and they say
I got
whatever
this.
Huber says, go Dodgers.
Yeah, probably
Oh.
Doom. Probably from Doom.
Yeah, he likes the Doom shotgun. Yeah.
Trying
Alright.
to think.
From the whole generation.
Days Gone had some good shotties.
Did Evil Within have a good shotgun?
Yeah. He likes the RE2 shotgun a lot. I know.
Oh yeah, both of those.
Yeah.
I don't know. He
Gears
likes them
probably got
all,
some good
dude.
shotties.
Thanks, Sage Mode Q. I wish that every GOTY discussion could be that painless. Asbo Zapruder.
I tell you, playing Hunt Showdown, I wanted to upgrade that shotgun real bad.
Mhm.
It was like, it makes me sad, my little tiny shotty. I want
Donkey
to
Yeah.
Donkey Little
play
Trooper.
more,
Pea
get
shooter.
XP and money. Upgrade. Nope, gotta stop.
Asbo Zapruder. Good afternoon, allies. Way back in January, aka the before times, I thought it would be interesting to hear how you all met each other and what you initially thought of each other. As we come to the end of this series, I thank you all for your indulgence, your anecdotes, and for making it difficult for me to think of a new series for next year. I hope
Yay.
you all enjoyed this as much as I did. And now, to finish this off, what is everyone's earliest memory or impression of Ben Moore? He's not here this time because he's dealing with stuff, work stuff. He was an intern first. I remember that. And very enthusiastic. Interns would come and go left and right. And I never expected to like see them again after their little tenure. And then he like popped back up. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess he got a job. So that was cool. I don't have a specific memory though, I think.
I do remember the one thing that has always just been a constant for Ben is like that person at the like hometown buffet that you're just like, do you want a deviled egg? And he's like, yeah. You know, it's like, and then you're like, cool. Do you want some Jello? He's like, yeah. And you're just like, cool. What are you eating? You know, like this is when it comes back with ice cream, and you're just like, did you not put something on that ice cream? You're out of control. Like, You know, he's always just been like, oh, is that, yeah, we have one extra code for this game you'll never play. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. Sure. You know, redeem it and put that in the library. Like,
he has a
games,
collection.
games. Give me games. And I think it's hard for me, you know, to really like find that earliest memory, but like you know, nothing against any of you, any of the allies, any of the people I worked with, the game trailers, anyone that's on this call. Ben absolutely loves games journalism more than anyone I've ever met by such a crazy margin. It's ridiculous. Like, I've never had somebody ask me so many questions about, you know, did this work well? Did my editorial voice work here? Was this understood in this way? Just hypothetical questions about the business. Like, he's just, you know, so focused on that. So Ian, that was neat when he came back, you know, full time. I was like, oh, okay, don't have to worry about this one.
I mean, it makes sense. You could see
get him
why
to work.
hire him. Yeah. Damiani or Brad, you got one?
Go ahead, Damiani.
I do remember how like late Ben would stay to just like play games, because if I remember correctly, I think he wasn't too far away where he was actually staying to work at game trailers. But I remember he just, for whatever reason, he didn't want to go like back there, because I guess like the situation, he didn't have an environment where he could play games very late into the evening. So he would stay at the office just to be able to play games, because he couldn't play them as easily back then. And I remember always, like, 'cause we used to stay late and he would still be there after and stuff. And like, I remember after a time we started to hang out, we stayed with him longer and stuff, because like, oh dude, like you're staying here like later and stuff, you know, what are you playing and stuff? And he goes, yeah, I just want to get like in more of this game. And it was just like, felt bad, but also like, man, this guy just like wants to keep playing games. Like, he just wants to keep playing and playing. I was like, it was pretty cool to see that and stuff. And, you know, just like as we saw, like he just won like every game he could ever get. It's like, yeah, Ben just really loves games.
Yeah, I sat next to Ben and Kyle when I started, and I remember just talking with Ben, being like, oh, you like that? I like that. Oh, you like that? I like that too. And we just kind of liked all the same things. And I think I had a picture of Miyazaki on my wall at my like station, and I think he really liked that at a point too. And I was like, all right, me and Ben are gonna be good pals.
Thanks, Liberty197. Hope you're doing all right too. That's scary.
Remember, he had to be dismissive in a Button sketch, and like it was hard for him.
Mm-hmm.
He had to come in and like give Button some attitude, and then we would like yell cut, and he'd be like, "Was that good?" And like, yeah, you could be a little more. You could, you know,
very gentle soul.
You don't have to be nice to this stupid cat puppet.
Yeah, this fictional being.
Ben's a good guy. It's interesting. I was back in the studio recently, and I went by that GT picture that's got Max in it and Andrea.
I was looking at that the other day too. And
it's just so funny, Ian, that like Elise and you and I, like, we're all such goofballs. Like, look at that. And Ben's like so serious.
Yeah, my mouth is insane in that
He's
picture.
painted way more, you know, mature than any of these people who are like a decade older than him. So, yeah, he's a very wise beyond his years.
Is he the youngest?
Yeah.
Oh, you're the is he younger than you, Brad?
Yeah.
You were the youngest.
Huber's younger than me by a couple months too.
Ooh.
I think Ben is the youngest.
Chickens. Thanks, Asbo. Fun to remember. Ulf himself, hello allies, back in the 50s through 70s. It wasn't uncommon.
I'm waiting to get back in the fitness.
Back in the 50s through 70s, it wasn't uncommon for companies to put on musicals at trade shows to promote their products. Whoa. Who can forget classics such as General Motors' Diesel Dazzle, American Standard's The Bathrooms Are Coming, or Chevrolet's Building a Better Way to See the USA?
Yes.
Suppose that E3 comes back next year and they're having the game industry put on musicals. What shows would we be seeing? Give us some show or song titles. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, this might seem super far-fetched, but remember that Connect show? that was like a musical. It was like a Cirque du Soleil. Remember when Cirque was at like downtown LA?
Yeah.
And they had something. I didn't go to this because it sounded like the worst thing I could imagine. And it's funny that people talk about this fever dream of going there and having them be like movement, games, animals. You're just like, what is this? I'm not buying this thing. So it can have done that, you know, but yeah, it's basically like the Stark Expo. You know, it's like Video games.
Man,
Yeah.
I really want to see Bethesda do a musical.
Oh my god.
I want Todd Howard dancing and singing up there about how great they are.
You
And
should
like,
get the wrestler, right? They had a wrestler in his band, didn't they? They opened the last
don't know.
Bethesda.
I don't know.
and they would
Maybe.
do like a
Rage.
they would do a number all about glitches, like because they like to be tongue in cheek sometimes. So they would do like a glitch number where they would have like stage effects where people just like can't get through doors, and then suddenly like are on the other side of the stage and stuff.
And that,
Yeah,
that would
Mick
be the
Gordon.
Sony musical. It'd all be about sense. You know, it'd be like
Oh.
they would have like haptic things on the stage with dancers would be like pushing against blocks that were like lifting.
Yeah, you're right.
The narrator sitting on the side, like in Waiting for Guffman, just being like, "We're going to take you through a tour of sight, sound, and touch. This, the senses of PlayStation."
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, Cyberpunk. I've been percolating writing a Cyberpunk musical.
Andrew WK is just a party dude, not a wrestler. All right.
That's
He
true.
looks
learned.
like a wrestler, I guess.
He does. I guess that was my.
He's a party dude.
Maybe someone in chat said that. Maybe someone pondered that, and that's where I got that info from.
Once
But,
someone to make a
Yeah, your seat has haptics too. It's like when they brought Captain EO back at Disneyland, the seats.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or the
I
rats
remember
under the
that.
chairs and Honey I Shrunk the Audience.
oh
What were you gonna say,
these
Damiani?
little air. I'm trying to think of the company who would be there who has like leading free to play games, like maybe EA with Apex. I don't know. But they just need to make a song about free to play isn't free. Set to like Toy Stories, You Got a Friend in Me.
That's
Oh my
free-
God.
Like, free to play isn't free. And then, like, they're going for, like,
me.
you gotta pay for
DLC.
DLC.
No, DLC even better.
Oh my god.
It's your debt, just like destiny.
Oh my god. That's so good.
DLC ain't free. Da-da-da-da-da. It's got to be EA. That's for sure. EA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's EA.
All the suits up on stage.
Dreams,
right,
Dreams
EA, yeah.
basically is a musical. Already.
I gotta write this now.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
To the tune of that's a Mad Magazine genius right there.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
But yeah, like I'd love it if E3 went like old show floor, like 50s style with like people dressed as like cigarette cartons and stuff.
More
It's so
props.
funny. Yeah. Good question, Ulf himself. All right, Alex antagonist and
Devolver should just do a musical, man, because they can't keep doing the
Oh,
gore.
they will.
They can't keep up goring themselves or up sci-fying themselves. They got a musical at some point.
They'll
They're
have an
for
anime
they're
year
for sure.
too.
They got to do like a
some
retro
multiverse.
one. They got to do one in like the 30s.
They're free now, so they can they conquered the future's future, so now they're free to make the present whatever they want.
Check a look.
Alex Ost. There's a GN in here, and I'm fascinated by this last name. But anyway, hello, allies. Last month, I forced you to participate in the Kill Your Babies Hall of Greats Edition challenge. I have taken all the winners and ties from last month to 1v1 each other. Once again, you all must agree on which one gets to live and which one gets to die. Since there were an even number of allies in last month's Q&A, which resulted in many ties, I added my own vote to be a tiebreaker just in case. I like that. And remember, this wipes it from existence.
Yeah, hit me with your best shot.
Oh
Kill Your
god.
Babies.
There's too many
rules.
games this year. There's so many good games. We don't need these games.
All right, number 1, Metal Gear Solid or Ocarina of Time. Which one do you want to save? Which one do you want to kill?
I'm saving Ocarina, dude. I'm sorry, Metal Gear.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with Brad.
Got to do it.
Damiani, I imagine.
So I would be floored if Damiani picked Solid over Ocarina of Time.
I wouldn't.
I would save MGS, but
This is a tough one for Damiani.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
Damiani, come on. Come on, Damiani.
Careful, Dami. This
If I
will
really
come in
live-
if you're a fan
If
of
you
the
erase
franchise.
it from existence, I would have to live in existence without memes.
Which
Well,
one are you
think
referring
Kojima is the
to?
birth of
Kojima
memes?
invented memes. and if
Kojima
this didn't
kind of did
happen,
invent memes.
there would never be memes.
So
In
you're going-
Ocarina of Time, there would be like still be a Zelda game because there were Zelda games before it. Just Ocarina of Time when it exists.
Twitch is still doing that ads thing. Ugh.
Oh, just
Um,
depressing.
There'd still be Metal Gear games before it, Damiani.
Yeah, but those
Metal
were
Gear
not
Solid
memes.
wouldn't
Those were
exist.
just Metal Gear Solid wouldn't exist. I wouldn't have the voice acting.
My God,
Just
are
pick
you,
one
are you going
and we'll
MGS,
let-
Damiani?
Fine, I'll just save Ocarina. Fine.
Yes.
Damn it!
Yes.
I was hoping.
Snake.
I was hoping
What,
you would.
what was their pick anyway?
Well, I
'Cause
was
it would've
gonna say
tied.
I was hoping you were gonna say
the
Metal Gear, so
MGS.
there'd be a tie because they picked Ocarina of Time, and it would have gone that
Oh.
way anyway. All right, number 2, Bloodborne or Resident Evil 4? Which one? to
Oh.
say? Bloodborne,
Stop.
no question.
Oh,
For me.
man.
Bloodborne. I think RE4 is a more playable game. I think it is a more accessible game. I think it's an easier game to replay. I have played Resident Evil 4 like 12 times.
Me too.
On different consoles.
Bloodborne also.
But
Man, I love them.
just from a technical standpoint, I think the story in Resident Evil 4 is very stupid. I don't think there's I don't think there's one solitary moment in RE4 that I was like, oh, like everything was
this
like,
this will be a win either
Who
way,
is-
but I would have to pick RE4
To save,
Yeah.
Fuck.
Brad.
RE4 did do more for the genre.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Come on,
I'm like
Brad.
with Jones. I beat that game like 12 times.
We all did. I've played both of these like
know.
7 times.
I think if I had the choice, I'd play Bloodborne right now over that. So I'm gonna pick Bloodborne.
So
Sorry.
that's 3 for Bloodborne. Their vote was RE4. So if we had had a tie, it would have gone that way. So Bloodborne, Ocarina of Time, and Bloodborne survived so far. Pokemon Red and Blue or Tetris. I would go Tetris.
I don't like
We delete
Tetris,
them?
so I'm doing Pokemon without question.
I love Tetris, and Tetris can hit the curb. Take a hike,
Oh,
Tetris.
baby.
Get out of here.
Take a hike.
Get
Take
outta
that,
here.
Kyle.
What
You know,
are
Tetris
going,
inspired
Damiani?
Tetris
I
players.
mean-
Get out of here.
Sure, save Pokemon.
Yes.
Save Pokemon?
There it is.
They also vote
Yes.
save Pokemon, so Pokemon is saved.
You think Metal Gear Solid being deleted would hit the meme market hard?
that
How
one
about
would-
Pokemon? What
Devastating.
would we be
God.
left with?
A devastating
We'd
meme
be left with
vacuum.
Digimon.
Oh my
Come on
god.
now.
No one
Wait,
wants
that would be
that.
a better world, a digital world. Number
No, have you
4.
heard the voices for those Digimon? They sound so dumb whenever they talk. It's
That's
terrible.
The Digimon Company.
But they can
Digimon
talk. can't they?
Go.
Yeah, they can. They can actually communicate.
They can actually communicate instead of saying their names and making little orgasm noises all the time.
That's so dumb.
Street Fighter 2 or Super Mario Bros. 3?
Oh, shit.
Mario for me, no question.
Wow. Man, Street Fighter 2, the game that like changed fighting games.
Street Fighter 2 is
forever.
pretty dope.
I would say Street Fighter 2.
How would I not live without Guile's theme?
But
oh,
also,
good point.
also one of the best games of all time in Mario 3
Yeah.
is real tough. Holy shit.
But it's Mario 1 is what was the footprint. 3 was just like a really great game. Just whereas Street Fighter 2, man, Street Fighter 2 was
But without
such an
Mario
improvement.
3
was
from one.
was the pizza place. Like that was the game.
Without
that was
Mario
what you-
3, what if Mario went in the Mario 2 direction and just stayed that course?
But
Love
I
it.
mean, that wasn't
Love
Mario 2.
Well, that's-
What you're probably
It was
thinking
Doki
of.
Doki.
That's right.
Actually, it was Doki Doki.
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
buy
yeah,
Super
yeah.
Mario All Stars to the
the
Super
last
Nintendo,
levels
you
was
can get to
actually
play
Super
last
Mario
levels.
Bros. 2 in Japan. Come
So
on,
what?
man.
You're all doing Street Fighter?
Yep.
Street Fighter.
Yeah, I'll go
shit.
Street
That's
Fighter.
what-
Terrible at it, but
That's what they said as well. FF6 or Portal? I would say Portal, but I mean,
I would take
Obviously-
FF6.
yeah,
Obviously,
Portal's
we're going
fun and
FF6
all,
on
but
this one.
yikes.
Portal's
Jones is offended, dude.
Portal's a
I-
chill afternoon and stuff.
I love
but
Portal.
Come on.
Portal is one of my favorite. It's one of my
Portal
favorite
revolutionized
Western
everything, Jones.
favorite first-person games, but unfortunately, it is first-person, and like I
The-
still get sick playing that game.
Dude,
As
a
much
chill
as I
after-
love it, but I played to the
A
sickness.
chill
Super,
afternoon and all.
but yeah, I will pick Final Fantasy 6
Yeah,
because
yeah.
That's one of my
Six will
favorite
not make me
Jones
sick.
takes of all time, dude. A chill afternoon
And I
game.
love Portal. Love
I mean,
Portal.
we all love
Portal's
Portal.
excellent.
Yeah,
Portal's
Portal's
excellent.
great.
How can I be mad at Portal?
They also chose Final Fantasy.
Kupo.
Number 6, Resident Evil Remake or Witcher 3.
Witcher 3.
Oh,
Come on
fuck.
now.
I say
Come on.
Burn
Save
in
me,
Hell
remake.
Witcher 3.
Save me remake.
Yes, I say Remake.
All right. I'll give it to
Man,
you,
Witcher
Mike.
3 is real good though too.
It's-
Which
I
one
love
did you
remake.
pick,
Remake's
Brad?
like my favorite. I'm thinking out loud. Damn it.
Oh, okay.
Remake's like my favorite survival horror game of all time.
Yeah.
But
Resident Evil
Oh,
1
man.
Remake we're talking about.
Witcher 3 is like the peak of that franchise for
Are we-
sure. I guess remake for me is too. Shit,
Nice.
dude.
Shit.
Shit. Can't wait for remake.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to do remake, dude.
Yes.
Sorry.
They would save Witcher. Chrono Trigger or Paper Mario and what?
In the 1,000-Year Door.
Well, this says Paper Mario or Chrono Trigger or Paper Mario and Mario 64. Why are those grouped
what?
together?
What?
Is this a
I
typo,
think he means
Alex?
Paper Mario and the
The
1,000-Year Door,
It
but I
must
think he
have
wrote
been,
it.
yeah.
Well, if it's 1,000-Year Door, Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
One of the best games ever.
They would
made.
also save Chrono Trigger. But if it's Mario 64, then things get complicated.
Mario 64 beats anything that's been on this list so far.
Except for Bloodborne. World of Warcraft or Doom, I would save Doom in a heartbeat. But
Sure, with the original Doom?
OG Doom.
Sure.
I'd save World of Warcraft, dude.
World of Warcraft, incredible. Revolutionary.
They're both incredible.
But Doom, dude, it's like Doom.
I think of WoW as like an experience. It's tough to think of WoW as like a game.
Yeah.
Because
WoW's
there's so
a
much,
way of life,
so
dude.
much of it I missed. There's so much of WoW that like I had no interest in checking out or just completely flew
WoW
right
is a
past.
financial opportunity.
Whereas Doom is
OG Doom.
just such
There
a
it is.
Video
Yeah, this is a
games.
bizarre comparison.
Started
Video games
video
began
games.
with Doom.
Commander Keen, dude. So you're going Doom,
World of
Damiani?
Warcraft is a feeling.
Yep.
They would also save Doom.
All right.
So we did it.
Nice. Good.
What's our list then? It's Ocarina of
God,
Time,
that would've taken
Bloodborne,
forever with the whole
Pokemon,
crew.
Street Fighter, Final Fantasy VI, Remake, Chrono Trigger, and Doom. Great.
But you know,
Tanks.
all of those are hard calls.
Brandon White just
Yeah.
says save. We got you, Brandon. Saved.
Yeah.
Saved, dude.
Varun Kachwaha. Hi, allies. Apologies. This question is deep.
Oh shit.
But I've been thinking about social issues that are deeply ingrained in our society. Here we go, boys. And where does someone like myself or someone like yourselves as people with a large following draw the line? For instance, let's talk about crunch. Countless studios do it, but it has not stopped me from buying a particular game. But there's the treatment of the Uyghur people. Their forced labor is in the supply chain of most consumer products, including the very machine that we play those very games on. There's the fact that electronics use metals that come from mines that have despicable, abhorrent working conditions. But what's the alternative? It's just hard to break from this obsession with consumerism. Buying things is too addictive of a high. I'm hyped for the next-gen consoles, the latest phones, etc., even though I know all of this. I know it sounds callous, but I think I'm content leaving this to the recesses of my mind. How do you reconcile these two sides of oneself? The part that wants these things to change, but also the part that's excited for the next big product. Thank you, Varun Kachwaha. Yeah, that's a conundrum.
Well, Varun is kind of doing part of it that needs to be done, which is the communication. You know,
Sure.
the awareness. Chocolate is a very nasty thing. There's
Yeah.
a lot of chocolate produced in the world in ways that are not great. There was another one that I will find in a second. That I'm now just thinking about chocolate.
Coffee, all kinds of stuff. Diamonds.
Coffee's not great. Something
Electronics.
environmentally that's like, yeah.
Oh, beef.
Just food
Yeah,
in general.
food.
Just ship it. You know, like when you like, you know, eat a meal, you know, out and somebody's like, ooh, this is from some weird country. And it's like, well, how did somebody sent that from there to here for me to just eat it? Like that was, think of the gas and the time and the, you know, like so much expense, you know, to move this thing to a part of the world where it had no business being and didn't need to be.
You know,
And so
almonds.
I like to think that part of our society is going to like slow down and stop. Like you're already starting to see kind of grassroots, like new people making stuff like milk and grain and you know, things that are just a little easier to produce. And maybe we don't need so much of the bells and whistles. So that's like kind of maybe a slow thing you can do. Start to like buy more locally and not necessarily, that'll hopefully kind of offset like, new phone, you know, like, hey, new consoles. Like that's one way I like to lean a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you basically just, I mean, like the much tossed about phrase, you know, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, whatever.
No. Yeah.
Which I mean is true. I don't know if it's a meme or whatever, but like, yeah, like humanity has gone too far. We're so far beyond the veil that it's just like we're an unstoppable force of amoral planet destruction, and like the only things you can do are like vote and try your damnedest. Like all you can do is try your best. And like, I happened to stop eating beef, but I didn't start back up again because it's better for the environment not to. But that's not like the reason I did it. It was making me dizzy. But like when I found out that that was a thing, I was like, okay, great. And like, yeah, there's like 8 sides to everything where it's like, if everyone on the planet stopped buying phones, then like all the people being mistreated in those factories, like, okay, are they all going to get fired and do nothing then? Or are they just going to be put into a different market and abused and used in something else? And it's like, without changing policies and changing global politics and enforcing things on corporations, because like corporations are always going to do the bare minimum to make the most money, and get
that I disagree with 100. Oh, sorry, that I agree with 100%.
Yeah, they're gonna do. Corporations are gonna do the bare minimum
a
to make the most money and get in the least legal trouble.
You know what we call that, Ian? Their fiduciary duty.
Their fiduciary duty, and like, they're crazy things. Like I freelance sometimes, and like the way that certain companies bill you, you know, just to avoid taxes in certain bizarre ways. Or like, I saw a tweet. Here's one that blew my mind the other day. I saw a tweet that was a video of a person who was asked to donate at a grocery store or whatever to like St. Jude's or whatever. And they were like, no, I'm not going to donate so that Target can put my $2 donation into a big Target donation that's tax deductible for Target, so they can deduct taxes from their own thing for doing this charitable thing. It's not me doing it. I'm giving it to Target to do it, so they pay for your taxes. And so it's like, you cannot win. Like, you can't. You just have to do little things.
Yeah, you just told me something that I didn't know about how the system works. And so again, it's I wonder if how many people are talking about this stuff percentage-wise in terms of a consuming population as a, you know, been compared to like the 60s or 70s, like when you did start to see, you know, an awareness, you know, Earth Day, like things start to happen of realizing kind of an anti-consumer
and
attitude. Like, hopefully it's trending up. That's all I can think. Just the conversations are louder and happening in more places.
I was definitely feeling more positive about things before this past administration made actual direct, just like attacks on the environment. But like, hopefully we can reverse that.
Yeah. I mean, we were looking at like suntan lotion when we went like swimming around a coral reef, you know, it was like just realizing, you know, and I'm like in the water, like, oh, so beautiful. And I'm seeing people just like walking on it. Like, damn.
Yeah. You can't be perfect, and you have to kind of realize that, but you should still try to do what you can. But like, you can't fix all the problems by yourself. You can just do small things.
I mean, it's an interesting conundrum because depending on which not prophecies, but like prognostications, which charts you look at, you know, it's already too late with climate change, or we've got like 7 years. And like, the problem with it is, with so many people denying it, the real everyday proof of it will be so far too late that by the time all the naysayers are living it, it'll be far too late. And so like, we have to enact policy to get corporations to stop destroying everything. 'Cause we're all going to die.
Fiduciary duty to destroy.
Well, that's the thing.
Everything.
That's the thing, Jones, that's so irritating about all this shit to me, is like, nobody's playing the long game. They're all just playing the I want to be rich right now game, where it's like, motherfuckers, you could be way fucking richer if we're not fucking dead in 200 years. Like, your corporation could be worth trillions of dollars in 100 years. But
You're
people want
a
it for themselves.
microcosm of that in the games industry. You know, it's just like, treat your employees better. They'll be happier. They'll want to keep working for your company. They'll make better stuff.
Yeah.
You'll make more money because your work will be better.
Yeah.
In
the stock
theory.
market is hilarious. That shit just goes up and down daily on fear, and it's pretty funny. Damiani, any thoughts?
Damiani hates consumerism. Holding up his PlayStation 5
I agree with what you
controller.
said. I don't want to take too long. I mean, I just feel like all these problems are intricately linked. This is a very the reason this is hard to talk about is because there is no simple way to do it within the rules and structures that exist in society right now. The only thing I can say is the sad and scary thing I can think of is I feel like ultimately, unless certain people can regain power and be able to try and enact change, maybe there's a way to start back on the course to like fixing things. But I think the harsh reality is human nature is very complicated, and I think more often than not, humans choose the path of least resistance when it comes to everything. And I think the only way humans really change is when something extremely radical happens to them that forces them to change.
Yeah.
Like there is no going back to the old. You are now forced to do this.
Yeah.
And I fear that when it comes to that point, how many people will have to, what will the cost be of getting to that point, and what will happen after that? It might be a very high price. So I don't know. I'm not the expert in this. I can't give you good answers to this. There are very smart people who have been trying like to screaming at the top of their lungs to try and fix this, but there are just too many people who like fight back, and it's really hard to fight in an environment where you can have like of all the stuff I've ever worked on to try and relate to this, like searching for truth, fact, and stuff like that. You have all this evidence, you have everything. You've literally done it and you've shown this is true, but it can be dismissed so easily. It's how do you fight against that, especially in an individual level? And then even when you try and combine with other people to fight it, I don't understand how more people just don't go insane and like with existence. I like this is existential shit that really like makes me think that like they're like we don't really know a lot about anything in general as human beings. And I think I hope for the best, but I also think that humans are gonna like have to learn the hard way in the long run, honestly. And it's best to not go insane. This is why people don't think about this a lot. Just like back to the base of the question, why don't people think so much about like how their phones are made and stuff? It's because simple question comes out, what can I do? Well, what can I even do about it? I can talk about it, I can say stuff, but like and this spirals from there.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think you just have to I think it's amazing that humans have gotten this far if you think about it, but like at the same
good
time,
run.
yeah.
I was like, I don't know if the simplest thing is if you can say that like I don't believe this personally, but if there was only one Earth and we are the only like intelligent life out there, I don't understand why people don't treat it more seriously, because like if it's wiped out, it's like congrats,
I think
so
that,
if people don't take that seriously enough, I don't know what else to say. That's like, you really don't know what you're dealing with. You don't understand what you're really doing, because again, humans are complacent. They like the path of least resistance. And on the general, human beings, I think, are wired to care more about themselves than the general good of people. It's like, it's a horrible thing, but like, I think deep down it ends up, when push comes to shove, most average people tend to pick themselves over others.
well,
Which is
and-
like, maybe that's a design flaw with humans.
well,
Maybe
but it's also like
someone else should take over.
well, it's also like there's a certain amount of privilege inherent in being able to think about someone other than yourself, right? Like if you're just trying, like you need a basic amount of survivability to even have the luxury of thinking about someone else. And like, so compassion in a certain sense, I mean, like maybe like the way people are behaving out here these days, it's like maybe there's just an intelligence threshold you have to be above to have compassion. I don't know. But like also you have to be secure enough in your own life and livelihood and shelter, food, money enough to live, like if you're a person who's scraping by, doing their best, like just trying to feed themselves and their family, like you got to do what you got to do to not die, right? Because like every human being, as you said, has a hardwired imperative to live and to protect their own family. And like, it's a crazy thing. And like, yeah, I mean, besides totally radical things, which like when you look at people like Bezos and all these companies and stuff, like universal income like seems impossible, but when you look at the numbers, you know, it's less impossible, but nobody wants to share things, you know, like, and
Yeah.
the thing that's funny is it's a moving goalpost, I find, because like I was talking about this with Omar the other day as we were buying TVs and stuff for next gen, and it's just like, it's really funny when I was in college and like constantly overdrafting and paying for food with credit cards and stuff like that, like $50 seemed like everything to me. And then like, you know, I bought 3 Chromecast TVs yesterday and today, you know, which are $50 a pop. And it's just like things shift. Your perspective shifts with your situation. And like, it's hard for human minds to like parse that and think back to, or even if you've never experienced it, like to look at people who, you know, and like I've always been fortunate to have parents who, you know, like a safety net. Like, so when I was paying for food out of credit cards, like I could have always been like, hey, mom and dad, I'm flat broke and in crazy debt, and they would have bailed me out, but I didn't want to, you know. Some people don't have that at all. And like, it's terrifying. And
But to me, that's why one of the, you know, far past the income, one of the greatest assets I've been, you know, value that I've gotten out of EC Allies is just learning about other people and their stuff they're going on, you know, through the world. There's just some sort of like a, and granted, like, I don't know, I can't validate any of these things. If we get comments, you know, on the Q&A here or on Love and Respect and somebody tells a story, it's like, you could be making this up. I don't know, but there's just something, a resonance of truth that just comes through when someone's like, hey, I'm a doctor. Here's the issues I've been dealing with this year. Hey, my budget is not that small. I didn't like that game for this reason. I was very offended by that. And like, oh, you know, I was like, man, Blood Manor was weird. And Huber's like, that really resonated with me, having lost a family member recently. And I was like, and it just all of a sudden it became a different show immediately. I was like, oh, totally. Like, oh my God, that totally, you know, it's like,
don't spoil me, Jones. I just started it.
I'm still happy. Well, it's about ghosts, duh.
Well,
you know, it's like, grief comes into it. You know,
so many hidden ghosts in that first episode. My God.
Oh my God, yeah. Look for arms. There's lots of like a doorway.
Oh yeah, the plague doctor is in like every shot.
But so it's just nice to, you know, to kill your babies. You know, to be like, oh, I would have not have thought that, but it's nice to get that different impression. That's like my great, because some people are like, compassion's dead. It just seems like everybody's really evil out there. I just think we're in this weird stage of like, we all just got shoved into a room together and we're all like, oh, we weren't talking to each other 30 years ago or any time before that. And now we're all like at a cocktail party and we don't speak the language. And, you know, it's just, it's messy, but I think we'll get through it.
There's a lot of compassion out there. You just don't see it. Yeah. That stuff doesn't get highlighted as much as negative things.
Yeah. It's like YouTube comments, you know, the nice people aren't the ones chatting most
like,
of the time.
Obviously there's fucked up shit in the world, but there's a lot of good out there too.
I also love how Ian really wants Q&As to go fast. And I don't even know who said this question, but they got him.
No, I mean, well, because we avoid stuff like nitty gritty questions like this a lot, just because, I don't know, people fucking flame us every time we talk about anything. But like,
you get 4 people in the Q&A and
hey, happens. You got more time, baby, a little loose. But I mean, yeah, like I can't remember where it was that I recently heard someone talking about this, and I thought they raised a good point that I'll, you know, butcher right now. But like Twitter, and I mean, especially Twitter, but like, you know, forums and YouTube and everywhere, like only certain number of the human race is using them. And like, so I think this was with regard to like voting and like perception of things like that. Like, only a certain percentage of humans are using Facebook or Twitter or whatever, so that it's easy to get the mindset that if something is super vocal and seems huge on Twitter, it seems like everyone on Earth is talking about and thinking about that thing. But it's like 2% of the human population uses Twitter, and 5% of the population that uses Twitter is 90% of the conversation about this topic. It makes you think in your brain, oh my God, everyone's going off about this thing, when really it's like 0.1% of humans even know what this is, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. And so it's just like, you got to really try your best to
Twitter
keep things
in
perspective. Twitter is
not real life.
Social Dilemma is an eye-opening documentary.
Social Dilemma is great, yeah.
Don't go into it in a bad mood, but it's Collapse is also a good one. We were just talking about resources before. Collapse is a very eye-opening documentary just about how we run, how like toothbrushes come from like rubber and stuff. It just crazy connections of resources you don't think about. When people talk about like bees dying off, you're like, who cares about bees? Bees suck. And it's like, no, we need bees.
Bees are great.
we need
I was on a walk yesterday and I saw 2 bees like dying and walking on the ground, and I was just like, oh my God, how do I help you? Like, I don't.
Yeah. It always, I'm sorry, I'm talking about environment's really big for me. We don't talk about the environment a lot of these allies.
Oh, yeah.
And like one thing that always cracks me up that like whenever I see reporting, people are like, look at all these crazy things that washed up on this beach. It's like, that's bad.
Yeah.
These things hate their environment so much they all jumped out of it. You know, like that's like if a bunch of humans just drowned themselves in the ocean. Like I imagine the aquatic animals would be like, what? Why'd those humans do that? So yeah, alarming. These things should be.
I'm incredibly worried
reported.
about the environment, personally. Yeah. Shit is nuts, and it's the only one we've got.
Nuts.
Elon Musk is not going to get us to Mars in time. Don't bank on it. We are fucked.
We cannot put all of our eggs in that basket for sure.
Alarming frame rate in that ocean for sure. Thanks so much, Varun. Loved it. Hopefully we got through that without pissing anyone off.
Possible.
Yeah, fuck them.
Robert Do we piss more people off with that or kill your babies? Hard to tell.
Yeah, right.
Hard to tell.
Yeah. Screw Final Fantasy VI and save the environment. Robert Lee says, hey, allies, is there any type of media you'd drop almost everything to consume? I'd pretty much drop everything to watch a new episode of The Boys, South Park, or a new Superman/Justice League animated movie. Nothing stopped me from catching midnight showings of Infinity War and Endgame. I was extremely tired the next day at work, but it was totally worth it. I used to wake up early or sleep late so I could catch the latest Game of Thrones before work, mostly because of spoilers, and I pretty much locked myself in my room to complete each of the Batman Arkham games when they first released. What about you? Love and respect, Robert Lee.
A live-action Star Wars film.
Yep, day one, even though I feel burned. Day one.
Clone Wars I waited for a long time. There's like a lot of comics that are books that are cool that I like haven't read, but if like human beings have been photographed in a Star Wars something and it's in theaters, like I was day and date for The Outsider and for The Third Day, like those weird like HBO like kind of artsy stuff. They really get me. I like those kind of dark sort of supernatural HBO thriller things. Those are really good. And I was all on Game of Thrones, but whoo boy, got burned on that one. Mandalorian season 2, got on that fast because I didn't want to get spoiled.
Actually, I haven't watched that yet. I will
Have you
be
been
there.
spoiled yet?
No.
Nobody spoil him, chat.
The last season of Better Call Saul, when that happens. Oh man.
Yeah, I got to catch up on that show.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Jones on like the Star Wars camp. Like most of the time I see them the day of. Some of them I didn't though. Like Solo, I waited a while, and like Rogue One, I think I
did wait on Solo. That's a lie. Yeah, I did wait. I saw Rogue
Solo
One
like
first day,
I think. Just kind of accidentally.
Amanda saw Solo before I did.
But like some games I'll always be there day one.
Rockstar.
Yeah, some games I'll just be there.
From Software, like day zero.
I'll be there day one.
I didn't hate Solo either. I don't know. I mean, it's not like amazing, but
it met my expectations.
Yeah, it's a fun adventure, and that's what I like. I don't know, out of a Star War. Great, awesome. Any other ones?
I mean,
SSX, but
plenty of games.
I will say at this point right now, for games coming, like upcoming games. Besides, obviously, Final Fantasy Remake, like let's forget that. Like that's an obvious answer because what's going to happen of other games coming out. I would probably pick at this point Final Fantasy 16 over Breath of the Wild 2 for like story stuff.
Because it's 14 boys on it.
Just because of the potential for there being any kind of 14 connectivity, it was like I don't want anyone to spoil that moment for me if that's true. Like whatever it is,
that's getting leaked early. That's
I was like,
leaked.
no way, I'm missing out on that. the Shardbert theory. I'm absolutely not missing that. If
Don't
that's true.
don't tell me about theories. I don't want to hear any of these theories
Theories.
connecting 14
You know
to
Max's
16.
theories about Mama 7? There's like
Oh,
that
I
level
know,
of theories
yeah.
for Final Fantasy
I'm sure.
16.
Deriver,
Shardbert.
thank you. 6 or 8 months.
And any new Disneyland attraction. It's get the
Oh,
F out of
sure.
my way. Elbows. Nothing.
Yeah,
but
we got up
elbows.
at 5 a.m. to go on Rise of Skywalker.
At Marvel Land at California Adventure. Get out of my way. That Spider-Man ride.
Or Rise of the Resistance, I mean. Anything by Denis Villeneuve is a good call too, Buckthan. That's yeah. All right. Master Pants. Hey, I don't know about you, but I've been saving up tons of games to play on the new consoles in backwards compatibility. What games will you most want to try in backwards compatibility on each of the new consoles? Also, don't forget about Auto HDR. Bloodborne, baby.
Bloodborne.
No comment. I can't.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not really.
No
Final
comment.
Fantasy- Final Fantasy 7
Brad can't talk about
remake.
I can't talk about it.
I want to see how that. Yeah, I want to see how Final 7 remake works on that PS5.
Don't really have them. It's really just like Assassin's Creed stuff that like is gonna be on both. That I'm like, oh neat. I'll just I can wait and then play. But like older games, like I ain't got time for that.
Yeah. I mean, I generally I'll download Bloodborne and play it for like a couple hours probably, unless I end up beating it, which it could do.
All
in
I
2
want
hours,
is the
but-
new baby.
I'm gonna put Spelunky 2 on my PS5
Unless
if it's
it's,
available.
Unless
Jones,
what?
you want new unless it's Rockstar, baby. You'll go
Unless
back
it's
for a
Rockstar.
bit.
You'll go
No,
back.
yeah. I'm sorry.
For a
GTA
chill
Online is the
afternoon,
answer.
you'll go back.
Yeah.
GTA
For a
Online.
chill afternoon. Cool.
Curious what Dreams
Ooh,
is
God
gonna
of War
be
would
like
be
in a
good.
year.
Yeah.
Curious if
Dreams
Dreams
would be
community
good.
is just gonna go nuts
Mm-hmm.
if the PS5 like does anything or
I
if
never
there's any
played
sort of like
Tsushima.
threshold that gets up.
Disney
Getting
Infinity.
60 FPS on PS5, Ian, if you ever go back.
Tsushima?
Mhm.
Disney Infinity. You know what I want to get Disney Infinity for is PC because you can upload all the characters, so you don't have to deal with
Oh, that is cool.
those stupid figures.
Yeah, I know you
And
hated
all
that
the,
aspect
and all
of
the
it.
DLC and everything. It's all like one package. So it's like
You can
I wonder
still
how
get
big
that
that
game?
is. I wonder if I can just
Bring
yes.
back Toy Box Tuesday.
Yeah.
Mikhail
That makes sense.
Agnell says, "Hello, Easy Allies. Do you think that the reason we have not seen the next Mario, Zelda, or Metroid, etc., is that they will show up on Switch Pro on the next big Nintendo Direct, and then show Mario, Zelda, Metroid on Switch Pro? Love and respect."
I'll just say I think they were just focusing on stuff this year mostly, earlier stuff. I think they're gonna hold off. If there is a Pro, I think that'd be a good showcase for those hardware. But I think they've just been holding off because they didn't want to show too much for next year.
And I
Like
think
they're
got
showing Breath of the Wild, Hyrule Warriors. They don't want to show Breath of the Wild until that comes out.
until
at
that's
least.
done. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they just also got super hit by COVID, probably.
I mean, yeah, everyone did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky though. It's like the Wii U launched, that had its own Zelda game. That worked pretty well for them. Then the Switch launched, that had its own Zelda game. That worked out really well.
Yeah,
Why not?
Wii U had
Why
its
wouldn't
own
they?
Zelda
Wii U
game.
had an HD version.
yeah, an
Right.
up-res of the.
But it's just every new Nintendo console is like, oh, look what Zelda looks like. It just
True,
feels like
they
that's
do
been
do
like
that showcase,
the way. And it's like, why wouldn't they want to just super home run a new Zelda on an upgraded Switch? Forget it.
One, yeah, and don't forget that, yeah,
I can
Metroid.
just hear myself on the podcast 8 months later, like, look at the Switch sales. Like,
Metroid got
it's so good.
kind of they restarted sort of potentially because they hired up and switched teams sort of. So
Mm-hmm.
Metroid might be far off. But yeah,
Maybe,
new
yeah.
Mario and Zelda are on the horizon.
All right, let's hear it, Damiani. What do you got?
Go, Damiani.
Oh no, I was just saying. I agree with Brad. I mean, there's certainly a possibility they're holding it for a new Switch. I don't think that's very likely. I think this thing's got backed up. You'll probably hear about all those games in 2021 at some point.
Mhm.
Yeah. Ebo Show says, "Hey allies, Jones has reviewed countless Dragon Ball games from GT to Easy A. So how well does he know DBZ?" I don't
He
think
didn't
I've
review
read
Dragon
reviews.
Ball.
You've read
Yeah, he's read
reviews.
Yeah.
reviews.
Yeah.
Let's see how well he knows about
Thought
them.
this was a bit.
The cult
Why?
classic GBA game is called The Legacy of What? Thanks, Ebo Show.
Just one question. That was
That's
it.
it,
My,
that's
my,
it.
I had
my
this
entire my entire DBZ knowledge rests on one handheld port of a game.
One GBA game called The Legacy of What?
The legacy of
The Gobos.
no, hold on.
That's
You
Cross.
can do it, Jones.
And that's Legend.
The legacy of Majin Buu.
Do you guys know it, Brad and
Yeah, I
Damiani?
do. I'm pretty sure.
All right,
I
you
know
get
it.
2 more guesses, Jones. If Brad's eyes don't light up. Don't look at chat. Don't look at chat. You look at me.
I'm not looking at chat's over there. I'll look over
Oh,
here.
okay.
Sorry.
You're looking at chat on my screen, which is why I get confused. I was like, don't look over there.
The legend of, I mean, the legend of the
Leg-
Saiyans
legacy,
is one,
legacy.
but it's the legacy of the Saiyans, but it's probably not that. It's probably the name. It's probably the name of a. It's
That
either the name of
counts.
a person or a. No, of course. I've just figured it's a safe bet. The legacy of Goku. Why not? Just do it.
Is that it,
Yeah,
Brad?
I think that's
That's
it.
my third.
I think that's it.
Oh my God.
It's
Should
been
I,
a long time
should I
since I've
Google
played
it?
that game, but I think
The
it's
legacy of
He didn't
Nappa.
provide the answer.
No.
No, it's Eevee show.
It
Of course
is.
he did.
It's Evo Show, yeah. No, it is the legacy of Goku.
Third guess.
Good job,
Yeah.
dude.
There it is.
I mean,
He
come on
knows
now.
it. Reading
Yeah.
those things, Jonesy knows it. All right.
Nobody knew that. Chat. I know DBC
chat
better than
does-
chat does.
Got
Yeah.
him, dude.
Suck it, chat. Fake fans.
Jones is now the Dragon Ball guy. Yes.
Yeah.
Goku comes
Jones
back.
Jones is anime.
Goku man.
Nathan Kearse, pronounced like Pierce, is Tony Hawk back in the GOTY conversation? Hey, allies, as we approach the end of the year, I've been looking back on everything I've played, and there is one game that stands at the top of the heap for me, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. 1 plus 2, sorry, everybody. As a huge THPS fan growing up, this was something I have been waiting on for years. Vicarious Visions has truly delivered in my eyes. With improved gameplay that is smooth as hell, solid graphics, and an amazing updated soundtrack, VV has resurrected a franchise many thought was completely dead. My question is this: does THPS 1 plus 2 reach the standard of a GOTY contender in 2020? The original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 remains the second highest rated game of all time on Metacritic. I didn't know that. But, excuse me, in my opinion, standards for what can be a GOTY have changed since 2000. The idea of a game with zero story and a relative short runtime for its main campaign getting a GOTY nom seems strange nowadays, but I think this game is strong enough to deserve it. What do you think? I'll preface this by saying no guarantees. What we say right now does not reflect the views and opinions of Easy Allies LLC.
I think it could, because like RE2 was up for contention. Like a remake being a GOTY is totally. I think
You could toss it a nom for
Yeah.
sure.
For
has
sure,
possibility.
If it's a 10 nominee
it's-
year, maybe.
It's not where my head is at, because I'm purely consumer brain when I just think about Tony Hawk, just in terms of how they handled like how good that game needed to be, what content was in it, decisions like making the guys old instead of like making it look like the original game, the music, like really gunning for those licenses, making like we have to have this music, like. So that's like, it was a smart business decision, but like, is that the kind of same conversation that I would apply to a game when I'm talking about like the actual quality of what was invented? That's like the tough thing about a remake, is it's just like, well, they didn't. That's what's something about Shadow of the Colossus. It's like, well, same music, same progression, same. There's so much that's like the exact same experience that I've had, that it's difficult to be like, is there enough here that's new, that is more than someone did completely creating a brand new game from scratch? What can I say about Bloodborne now that Ian's gone? He's got his headphones on though.
Yeah. Say your piece, dude. Yeah, I think it could be totally nominated for one. Like, I know Ben was really high on it. It just depends if the rest of the group thinks it should be one.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to say right now until we're like at that point when we've played everything. Because usually we pick 10 usually or something like that. We did that last year.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I think it was, from what I played of it, I thought it was really good.
I for some reason I am more interested to see what those 10 games are than what wins GOTY. Like I can like this year's like it's just a lot of really great stuff, but it's like, yeah, there's Animal Crossing, like for sure get it on that list, like Dreams, like yeah, there's just a lot of really interesting contenders, because it was an interesting year. Still going, still games to review, baby.
Yeah. Like, I don't even want to think about picking GOTYs yet. It's too early for me.
Yeah.
People always ask us these questions
Even-
super early.
Yeah. It's like even in its own thing of like best update, remake, remaster, whatever.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
think it'll
get-
still face some pretty stiff competition.
Oh, it's
there.
destroyed. It's not. It's
Right.
it's already been crushed. You're dead
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, we'll see.
I've only played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, and I love that game to death. So like whenever they do the 3+4 collection, I'll jump into that because 3 is the one I'm most familiar with.
Wait,
and
you haven't played
a
1
lot
or
of.
2?
No,
You only played 3?
like-
Oh,
3 is like the one I like played to death. Had it like I don't know. They all seem so similar. I was like, I'm just gonna stick with 3. 3 is really
Okay.
good. Like really
Okay.
like this game. But yeah, even on like an update game, like you'd still have to like go against like something like a Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. So it's like,
yeah, it's gonna be tough.
yeah, if you cut out like remakes, you know, it's like I don't know.
But
Not knocking it.
yeah, Limey Atoko brings up something that I think is really special about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, which Damiani, I think you would really appreciate, that is so rarely done. It's like I love when like a new Ocarina of Time comes to 3DS or something, and you'll be like, yeah, well, this one spin attack they've messed with, and it's like that's something that I would not have ever noticed. And I think Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2 did a really good job of being like, let's not just do 1 and 2 by the book. Let's like bring in the good stuff from like the older games gameplay wise. Let's make the game that we ourselves would want to play. And so they seem like they made a lot of decisions that like I hear all the time with reboots and remakes of stuff that I'm not that attached to. Is they're like, yeah, it's cool, it's just so rigidly in its, what was the RPG that Blood reviewed in like April, Trials of Mana?
Yeah, Trials of Mana.
This is the same kind of thing where they were like really stubbornly like, well, this is in the original, and it's like you can make it better. You can add functionality that we've learned in RPGs in the last
Demon
2
Souls,
decades.
baby. It's gonna be crazy.
With the camera, them being like, if you want, you can do the old Demon Souls camera, but you know, we
which is
wanted
the
to spice it
correct
up.
way to do it. Also, hearing about the way they're doing the music, I'm very excited to listen.
Dude,
to it.
8-directional rolling. Thank God.
Oh yeah, dude.
That game needs it. That game definitely
dude.
needs
Oh
it.
my God. All right. Thank you, Nathan. Brian from Happy Gaming. I'm probably too late for the submission, but if not, I need all the allies to construct the perfect sandwich together. All right, well, whole wheat bread.
Right. Oh yeah, whole wheats. Oh,
Whole wheat, all the
Love
way.
whole wheat, yeah.
Are we?
I mean,
Well, I don't eat red meat, so if it's a perfect sandwich for me, we've got to go turkey.
I've been like, the last like 2 months I've been avoiding bread, so like I don't eat sandwiches anymore.
Yeah, I don't
Damiani
really
doesn't
eat
like the turkey
sandwiches.
though. We've established
I don't eat
this.
sandwiches.
So,
much.
well, I mean, I don't like.
What about
Thinly
tuna
sliced
fish?
turkey, like mesquite. Oh, I love tuna fish.
All right, no,
but
I
like,
figured,
man,
I
I'm
figured
sorry.
Brad wouldn't be on the tuna fish train. I can't do the cheese.
Fuck no.
Italian subs are my favorite though, man. If I'm gonna eat a freaking sandwich, it's like Italian. So like, you already lost me with wheat
Damiani
bread. I like
loves
wheat bread,
pepperoni.
but wheat bread does not taste better than like good Italian bread or something like that. Like not even close.
Man, will
Not like-
will
not-
this
not
be the
crappy
what tears
Subway
us apart?
bread.
So
Oh,
peanut
Subway
butter
is not
jelly.
even bread, dude.
Yeah,
oh my
PB&J,
God,
it's not
a
bread.
good,
it's
PB&J.
a good
it's
PB and J,
cookies.
dude.
All right,
A
winner.
good PB and J. Crunchy peanut butter.
Man, I like crunchy
Sure.
peanut butter.
I like the smooth,
Yeah,
but
I like smooth way more, but I
What?
would eat it.
Strawberry, raspberry, grape,
raspberry.
raspberry. All right, so a good strawberry crunchy PB and J with on whole wheat.
That's one of my favorite bits
7
of
grain,
accent on
perhaps.
the British baking shows. Whenever they
Oh,
say
we could have done a
strawberries,
katsu sandwich.
raspberries,
Yeah.
Strawberry.
blueberries,
Little katsu
Blueberries.
sandwiches they make at the Japanese market.
blackberries.
Blackberries.
Those British.
Man, I haven't had a
Like-
sandwich
like-
or carbs in months, but I want a PB and J now. I'm just hungry, is what it is.
Just
You haven't had carbs in
classic
months?
Italian.
Uh,
Classic Italian.
Besides, like I haven't had bread. Oh no, I have burgers every couple of weeks, maybe. So I forgot about burger buns.
Nice.
Oh,
But I haven't had pasta since quarantine started. I haven't had a sandwich since
I guess
quarantine started.
on my Saturday, like not every Saturday, but like at least 2 of the Saturdays, I've had a gyro. I guess that's technically that. But like on the 6 days a week, I do not eat any of that stuff.
Uncrustables.
Those are good, dude.
Italian
when we're
sub
back
with all
when
the-
we're back in the studio, like Damiani has been percolating a food show for years.
I'm
like,
gonna go to look at. There's an Italian deli by I don't actually one closed down. I don't know if this other one's still open. I hope they are. I haven't been there in a long time since pre-COVID actually. If I can, I'll bring that in one day to show you. I'll get like the Italian stuff from there, and like lettuce, tomato, olive oil, vinegar. Add basil, like black Mediterranean olives, like
Ooh.
just a little, just like a little hint of oregano, a tiny
Olive
bit of
oil.
garlic. Mm.
Olive oil.
Sorry, yeah, it's like better than like any other fast food someplace.
Hopefully that answers your question, Brian. Thank you so much. Joey Din, your scariest video game moment. Cheap jump scares don't count. Broken neck ghost girl from Fatal Frame 2 made me, my sister, and my brother dive for cover from the TV at the same time. Good times. For me, the giant face in Silent Hill 4 is maybe my biggest jump scare in video game history.
I think
PT,
maybe the
obviously.
biggest for me, because like you were saying, Ian, it was a group. Like there were moments I've been more scared by myself, but it was just like I didn't make a sound. I was just chilled.
Yeah.
Like my eyes probably bugged out. But Clock Tower,
Ooh.
technically Clock Tower 2, the sequel to the Japanese
The
Clock Tower
PS1
1
game?
on PS1. A very chunky looking game. You go back and
Yeah.
play this game now, the music, everything, it is not an intimidating game. But at the time, I remember we went into a room and there'd be the sound like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh no, the killer's coming. And there'd be items you could hide in the room. And we went, so it was my brother and my girlfriend at the time, and we're playing the game, and I get into a little case, but the character can't close it. So it's just opened just a little bit. And Scissor Man like comes in and looks around, walks over to the case, and is like, huh? Oh, I guess he's not in there. Bam! And just like spins around and stabs the scissors like right through the top of it and kills us. And like it was
Nice.
it wasn't like the sound or anything. It was like we thought we were fine. Like I'd never been faked out like that in a game. Had a person being like, I'm gonna leave the room now. No, I'm not.
Boom.
Shing. Yeah.
Destroyed.
So good.
RE7 in VR freaked me the fuck out.
Oh, I bet.
I
that
stopped.
that was so intense.
I made it
could
about
not.
20 minutes. Stopped.
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
you've already
PT
seen me
obviously.
scream at games.
Oh yeah, Damiani.
Dude,
Just head crabs in Half-Life, man. Like
Resident Evil 3 OG. That was enough.
The OG dude with
It's just
Nemi?
Nemesis coming around. For
Yeah, dude. Busting the restaurant.
fucking Nemesis.
Oh, God.
Man. Stop.
some of the like underwater segments in Oblivion were terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, going down
Fucking
the
Finding some
Mire
sea
crab or
serpent or
something.
something like
Mirelurk coming up at you.
Jones, the sewer level in Shaw's the Empire always freaking me out.
Yeah,
Like that thing
The
in the water.
Dianogas,
Yeah. Jeez.
You would have some
that
problems
scene
with
from Outer
Amnesia
Wilds.
Rebirth.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it would.
the serpent in Outer
Oh,
Wilds.
God,
the
yeah.
fog and
Dark
just seeing
Bramble and
that
Outer
shit.
Outer Wilds. Woo wee. Freaky in there. Yeah, love spooky games. Been playing more Phasmophobia. It's gotten to the point where I'm kind of just like not scared anymore unless I get stuck in a room by myself, and then I'm like, ugh.
Now you got to play VR. The next step.
Oh my god, too crazy. Thanks, Joey. Damiani,
If they
did you have
they
anything
spruced
else?
up the visuals in that game, if that game had like a solid, good looking sequel,
Phasmophobia?
holy shit!
Oh, yeah,
I bet that could be a really scary experience.
Dude, later levels, once you unlock large maps, I haven't unlocked them yet, but I've seen some videos like Markiplier playing it. It's like, holy crap, dude!
Cool.
The asylum and the high school are massive.
Wow.
It's insane. All right, thanks, Joey.
Nope.
Unless Damiani or anybody had anything else to say. That's a no. Jesse Blue. Hello, allies. I hope your Halloweens were fun. I really enjoyed all the bonus patron party and holiday content. Speaking of holidays, that brings me to my question. Have you considered reaching out close at home for the holidays? In this COVID stay-at-home Discord situation you find ourselves in, and seeing if some of your significant others would be willing to join in on weekday group streams to take the place of allies who are busy with next-gen coverage or taking holiday time off? Hang on, I'm parsing that. Having family or friends
Right.
join streams. Okay, got it. Sorry. Many comments refer to the male gender of the allies and wish you would involve more women in your content. I know Ian has always featured women on their shows, and other allies have brought women in as special guests, most recently Damiani on Friend Code. And I know you would all like to take some well-deserved time off to rest a bit, play some next-gen games, and just chill. So why not have Brad and Kristen play an extra game together one week, or Ian and Sophia stream another week? The
We've been
women
doing that.
would would even get to pick the game if and if say Ben or Huber or Blood's wives would not want to be on camera, just a voice like Sophia or Kristen have recently done, or an avatar or VTuber. The community would love them just for being the SOs of our boys and would be sharing what you love most about who you love most. And our boys and you boys love them so you could quell their fears with stories of how great the community is. Hey, any other female friends could be an option too. And I even have a tag picked out. Hashtag ladies of easy choice. Lady easy choice. Hashtag LADIEZ choice. What do you think? Take care and always love and respect, Jesse Blue.
Yeah, it depends on the significant other.
Depends on, some people don't like being
if
on
they want to
cam.
do it or not. Yeah,
I think the involvement you've seen is indicative of their interest. I think that could be fair. That if you're like, I haven't seen that significant other, that you're unlikely to, because like Amanda, I can't get a camera away from Amanda. Like she's always down. Like there's moments where like I'll be doing something live and her head will pop in like, hey, and I'm like, enough, and stop. Like she's always down to be a part of stuff, and other people are just, it's just not. We're the weird ones. It's just not their cup of tea.
Yeah. Yup.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
Troop and I almost did a blind manner spoiler mode, just us. So that's something I don't think about that often. Is like there's just a lot of things Amanda and I enjoy. I showed her Candyman that she really liked. I was surprised. She likes Candyman a lot more. Candyman holds up.
Nice.
Candyman's just a fascinating horror film. It's a really interesting concept. It's very scree. Really good score. Philip Glass.
Oh yeah, I've heard Philip Glass.
Very loud tech soundtrack from lots of choirs and stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I like having Kristen on my streams when she wants to and stuff.
Me
I would
too.
love to get my brother on a stream one time because he's like still kind of confused about what I do a lot of the times for work. He's a dentist and he kind of knows what I do, but I don't think he like really knows too well when I explain stuff to him. So I'd love to have him on something.
Yeah, Uzi, I got to read The Forbidden. I didn't know that was what that was based on.
Noise. Thanks, Jesse. Last cue, Mo Grant. Hey, allies. Like most Zelda fans, I'm extremely excited for Age of Calamity, especially after playing the demo. The fact that, the fact that Nintendo is telling an official canon story outside of a traditional Zelda game is still one of the more interesting aspects of this game, and it got me thinking about the potential for other gaming franchises to explore moments from their lore using a different genre. For example, I would love a third-person StarCraft game. Yes, I'm still salty about Ghost becoming vaporware. The first thing I was like, well, what about Ghost? A game telling Kerrigan's journey from before SC1 up until her becoming the Zerg Queen would be fantastic. Spoilers for StarCraft. Of course, the Final Fantasy series has multiple candidates, as most of them start after some great war. Whether it's the Summoner War from 10, the Shinra Wutai War from
7,
the Roman numerals, or the War of the Magi from 6, I'd take a Muso-style game of any of those. Who wouldn't want to lay waste to waves of enemies as Sephiroth, or while riding Magitech armor? Yeah, that'd be cool. Are there any franchises that you guys believe would also benefit from telling a part of their lore via different genres? As always, keep up the great work. Love and respect, Mo Grant.
One that I thought was actually that they did was Warcraft had a point-and-click adventure game that got canceled about Thrall going on. It looked really like very 90s point-and-click. So if you like those kind of games, but I thought that was fascinating.
Very cartoony.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, WoW in general is different than Warcraft 3. So yeah,
I would love like a third-person action Warcraft game.
Sure, yeah,
that would be so cool. Just give me a character like a paladin or something and just going to kick ass.
I first of all, I just want to say I beat the Age of Calamity demo. I really liked it. I'm really kind of stoked for that game in a way I didn't think I would be.
I cannot wait for Damiani to play that thing.
Yeah, have you played the demo, Damiani, or no?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're going in blind. You save your progress. Allegedly.
Yeah, but if I want to do a full playthrough stream, we'll wait to start like a month before.
Won't that game be like super long?
Maybe. He streamed Persona 5, dude. Like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess
nothing
you don't
gonna
have to
stop
do
him.
it. You're not gonna do it in one go.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, Muso, like, Final Fantasy Tactics would be wild, like the war stuff.
Yeah.
Or like, has there been a Fire Emblem one?
Fire Emblem Muso
Fire Emblem
game?
Muso,
Yeah.
yes, there is.
Yeah.
Oh, there is one?
Fire Emblem
Okay.
Warriors.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So they already did that. And perfect.
Yeah, I've
obvious
mentioned
fit.
Star Wars Muso before.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Oh, that'd
my
be
God.
crazy.
I
Muso.
always want turn-based versions of franchises. Like, I just think about a Souls game that's turn-based, like just in that world or something.
Whoa.
Like, makes me super
That'd
excited.
be kind of cool.
Lots of
Or like
timing-based
Castlevania or
stuff.
something like that.
Yeah.
Counters.
Yeah, I don't know about like expanding lore. I used to think at one point that to put cram more story into a Zelda game, they'd have to make it more like a turn-based RPG or something like that.
Mm.
I mean, that was like a really old way of thinking, but if it doesn't have to have like more like to expand the story of it. I mean, one thing I've always wanted, even though I'm not like the biggest fighting game fan, I've really wanted to see a competitive 2D Final Fantasy fighting game, like
The
versus
Arc
style.
System Works one.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be hype as shit, and I love watching fighting games, most of them, and I love when tournaments come back in person. I would love to see something like that. Like, I feel like if Marvel vs. Capcom is just not going to happen anymore for whatever reason, then there are so many other crossover potentials or just other series. So it's like, yeah. But of most of them, like a serious 2D Final Fantasy game, I just love to see that.
Well, Damian, we're getting the Final Fantasy 14 spinoff in FF16, right? So that wish is coming true for you?
We'll see. Yeah,
It's backwards. It won't be. 16's coming to 14, right? 14's not going to be in 16, but they'll have some 16 event in 14.
They're going to expand the 14 universe.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man, I had a
Silent Hill point and
trippy
click adventure
thing.
game would fit. Yeah,
That would be fun.
That would be interesting, yeah.
Yeah, think about like doing like Civilization versions of stuff where you like see
FPS Civilization.
Oh well, that's as not into Game of Thrones as I am now. Having like an actual legit like Civ where I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
That'd be
yeah.
nuts.
just Joffreying the whole map. That'd be really
awesome.
fun. Or like,
Ooh, I would hardcore get into like those types of games if they did like some crazy fan service ones like Nintendo Civ. Like each country was like a game
Civ.
series. Like the
Mushroom Kingdom.
and oh man, and there's like wars. Oh man, I would be like in on that day one just to see like, yeah, Kirby's King. What's Dreamland? Yeah.
hey, you're like, what's Luigi up to in your world? You're like, oh, Luigi died. What?
Oh my gosh.
Peach
Luigi's
nuked
dead.
him.
Luigi's mansion could be in there. Yeah, he's got like the haunted kingdom.
Dude. Just like it's just a super scary version of Luigi's Mansion.
That's what's so charming to me when they talked when Matt and Trey talked about making the first South Park RPG, Stick of Truth, and they were, you know, the devs were like, oh cool, so can you give us the map of South Park? And they were like, the what of what? Like, we don't know where any of this shit is. Like, we make it up. So like when they're walking down the street and you see like that house is next to that house, they're not paying attention. They're like, what's where? Like kind of like Simpsons Hit and Run. It was fun being like, how far is their house from Quickie Mart? You know, it's neat to see.
Yeah, so funny that
Never really got that Futurama game. It'd be fun to get. Talk about turn-based RPGs. Futurama turn-based RPG. You know, like some part where you got to go with Zap and then you got to like be on his, because like you have to bring Zap and your crew. Like
just make it Mass Effect.
So he's like joking with Leela as you're fighting, and Leela's like,
was that the one I was supposed to get? Was it Futurama that was supposed to get a big game, or was that Family Guy? What was the one that like?
There was a Futurama game. It was just a
10 years ago or something, and it petered out to be nothing.
Well, that's it. That'll do it for Q&A. Thank you all so
thank you
much. We still went for almost 2 hours, so we
lots
we
of
got to take
Patreon
our
support
time.
in October. All of you are wonderful. Thank you. A lot of people up in their pledges. A lot of people jumping in. So
this is for the $20 and up tiers on our Patreon. So if you want to submit questions and have somewhere between 4 and 8 of us answer them, go to patreon.com/easyallies to check that tier out. Lots of great things going on our Patreon. Lots of great things going on in Easy Allies in general. Right now, we're all hardcore into the next gen stuff, prepping for all that. So we'll have more coverage on that sort of stuff when we're allowed to. Other than that, tonight group stream is Ghost of Tsushima.
Tomorrow.
Legends. No, it's
That's
tonight.
tonight.
It's tonight.
Oh my
Jones.
God, it's
Tomorrow
tonight. Dude, I am
is the
so
Civil
not
War.
prepared. You're right.
Um,
You're 100% right.
That's
Boy,
tonight.
when am I getting this Legion review done?
Baby, it's
Very
Monday,
late tonight. I'm getting that Legion review done.
November 2nd,
Yeah.
2020. We are. Oh yeah, that's an important note. We are not doing any streams tomorrow because fuck that.
Yeah, we're out. Sorry.
Not doing that again. I cannot
Godspeed.
control my face.
Godspeed.
Mike and Mike are feeling adventurous. Although, is it just you, Damiani, for Wednesday?
Yeah, possibly because of also my Huber's not here today.
Yeah, next.
Predisposed to some things, so we'll have to see. Either if Huber is available, we'll jump into Dark Souls 3 and resume that. If not, I'll have to come up with something to play by myself for a few hours on Wednesday.
Yar. Then Stream Team on Thursday, Huber Syndrome. Friday, I'm on Community Showcase, so that'll be fun.
Friday.
Yeah. So look forward to things.
Next
and yeah,
week, next gen.
Next gen, baby. And if you're, I meant to shout it out earlier, but we were talking about PS1 vibes horrors. Check out the latest easy update. Huber and I played a fun game called Murder House. Anyway, anything else? Anything else anybody wants to add?
I love y'all.
Same, dude.
I love y'all.
Totes. Okay, bye.
4 allies, best allies. Woo!